You're still praying to Jesus, aren't you? Yeah, it's true, isn't it? You're still fucking praying. It's 2016, you little fuckers. 2016. Hey, no, it's like speaking this book. 2016, and you're still praying to Jesus? Excuse me. Have you seen your technology? How amazing this little telephone. I've got a Galaxy phone. I've got this Samsung Galaxy shit. This camera is fantastic on it. It's brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. And you've got a telephone. I like to keep my telephone as well. I keep my telephone because that's for a telephone. You know what I mean? This is like a games computer. It's like all the fucking great fucking games I've got on it. Arcade games. It's like a computer games thing. And it's got this fucking video. Bloody amazing. And you're still praying to Jesus? And I can connect this to YouTube and send them up. And you're still praying to Jesus, but I can just send a movie off. I'm going to read a story which I've just written. Well, I've sent it off to the guild. Alright, I'm going to read a story. Shut up. Shut up, Bill. I'll smoke your joint. Where's my joint? There's my joint. That's right, make sure I've got one more joint. Alright, I'm going to start my story. This is called Alice Down the Plughole. Yeah, I'm reading from a script, so I've just written it. Alice Down the Plughole. But I'll take the glass. Do you mind if I take? I'm 50 now. Right, alright. Alice Down the Plughole. A Lewis Carroll by William Joseph Bailey. A story for grown-up big kids. Verse 1, Chapter 1, School Days. Alice is now 16 years old and just arrived home from school. Sorry, hang on. Sorry. So, verse 1, Chapter 1, School Days. Alice is now 16 years old and has just arrived home from school. She's not the prettiest girl in her class. That honour... Oh, fuck it. Can't see a fucking thing on it. That honour belongs to Felicity. All the teenage schoolboys love Felicity, sighed Alice, staring at her reflection in the bathroom mirror. Slut, whispers Alice under her breath. She takes off her pink plastic spectacles and pulls a few sheets of soft pink paper from the toilet roll holder. Fucking joint. Joint. I had a joint a minute. Fuck it. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Alice gazes at the reflection in the bathroom mirror. Picks up the wooden... She takes off her pink plastic spectacles and pulls a few sheets of soft pink paper from the toilet roll holder. Alice holds her glasses underneath the hot water tap, turns the handle and washes the lenses of her National Health spectacles under the warm water before drying them and putting them back onto the end of her nose. Alice gazes at her reflection in the bathroom mirror. She picks up the wooden hairbrush from the sink and combs her long, wavy scarlet hair. She's a natural blonde, but has been dyeing her hair various colours: red, green, purple, blue, orange and black since she became a teenager at the age of 13, much to her parents' disapproval and dismay. Can't see. Fine, so that. I have to get back focus. That's it. I got stuck into a focus. I can't see a fucking. Never mind. You're right. Good. I only wish my boobs were bigger, sighed Alice, cupping her breasts in her hands. She talks to herself quite a lot. I am the only virgin in my class. Alice pauses and scratches her head. She is still wearing her school uniform. Grey skirt, white blouse, flat black shoes, grey blazer and a red and burgundy nylon tie hanging tightly around the neck of her bunched up blouse. Alice laughs and giggles to herself, but maybe not the only one. There is Joanna Metcalf. She's a little bit daft. Her red face has acne spots so bad, it really makes her feel very sad. Sally Pinkerton is also very slim. I'm pretty sure that she is anorexic. I find it so perplexing. Sally is so skinny that her ribs are showing. The poor girl won't eat anything. She is so flat-chested that the boys think she's just one of the lads. The other girls tease her, but they are far too scared to squeeze her, in case she snaps. Pinkerton is so timid that she gets nervous shakes every time she blinks. But on the other hand, frowns Alice. Sorry. Fuck it. They're 50, man. Fucking 50 years old, you little cunt. Oh. Oh, but on the other hand, frowns Alice, pausing for dramatic effect. Molly O'Hara can't find a big enough bra. She has certainly got treasure in her chest. The hard nut bully boys love a good feel when eating their school meal and staring at her tits where Molly is drinking hot soup close to her chest. And of course there is Felicity Brown, born lying on her back with her legs stretched out wide. I think you can guess all the rest. Alice washed her face with a bar of soap and a damp, pale blue flannel before drying herself with a soft white towel. Of course, she had to take off her spectacles again first, or the lenses would have got wet. At least none of the boys in my class are virgins. I can see it in their clear, innocent eyes, it's true. That handsome boy, Tim Gray, I think he must be gay. He is always wearing a smile. I bet that lad's been wanking for a while. The school gossip is that Sam White, his best mate, just made his fantasies come true. Rumour has it that they were bumming each other last night. Now the virgin's lesser too. I just loved making up silly rhymes in her head. I suppose it gives her brain something to do. Although I must admit that she does talk a hell of a lot of nonsense sometimes. Who said that? Asked Alice, looking somewhat bewildered. Oh dear, she sighed. I do feel a little peculiar today. I wonder why. Alice continued. Are we still recording? Just making sure it's still recording. Yeah, we're recording still. Sorry. Alice continued talking to a reflection in the looking glass. I suppose I am very lucky, really, she reassured herself. I may still be a virgin, but at least I'm not pregnant. Remember what happened to Fiona McGill, carried out of the physics class on an ambulance stretcher last year, in the middle of our mock exams? She had really agonising back stomach pains that day. Fiona came back to class 1 week later. Fuck it. It turns out two. 1 minute. Oh, sorry, I've put it in something to find it. But at least I'm not pregnant. Remember what happened to Fiona McGill? Carried out of the physics class on an ambulance stretcher last year. In the middle of our mock exams. She had really agonisingly bad stomach pains that day. Fiona came back to a class 1 week later. It turns out that the waiter in the cafe around the corner from the school had got her pregnant. She'd become a mother at the age of 15, and I know at least 3 other girls in my year who were expecting as well. Martha Bolger would probably be a fat virgin until she dies. Personally, I think that she might be a dyke. And there's always Miss High and Mighty herself, Veronica Banks, that stupid, stuck-up rich bitch. I bet she clenches her thighs so tight that you would have to open her vagina with a combination lock. Alice can be quite bitter sometimes. Ding dong, the front door bell rang. Thank God, shouted a reflection in the bathroom mirror. I was beginning to think that you would never stop talking. Ding dong, the doorbell rang again. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Sorry, were you still recording? It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I keep thinking we're going to run out of tape, but I think we're going to run out of time instead. But there. Hi. My shades. Put my hair back on there. Chapter 2, First Contacts. Alice ran down the stairs and opened the front door. Billy, the postman, handed a cardboard parcel to Alice. Sorry it is a bit late, my dear, apologised the postman, but I have been kept rather busy lately. It isn't easy posting cabbages through lettuce boxes. I beg your pardon, Alice was very confused. Oh, Billy smiled. Imagine if a package was a cabbage, and every letter that I post was a lettuce leaf. Letters flow through your letterbox like confetti. Maybe a birthday card, a bank statement, or an eviction notice. But more often than not, a pizza leaflet or a final demand from your credit card company. The problem is that most cabbages are far too big to squeeze through such a small slot in your door. And when I knock and wait and knock again, there is no answer. So then I have to try to deliver to the next door neighbours, and I knock and I wait and then I try the neighbour on the other side, but still no answer. Well, then I have to go back to the address on the package and I knock again, but nobody answers the door. So I write out a docket explaining to the customer why I couldn't deliver the cabbage. Then they open the door. Anyway, that is why I am late, he explained. Alice takes the parcel and slams the front door. At least my contact lenses have arrived. She runs up the stairs and locks the bathroom door behind her. Alice folds the arms of her pink plastic spectacles and puts them on a shelf in the bathroom cabinet above the sink. She unscrews the caps of a small white plastic container and dips in her right forefinger. Alice slowly, ever so slowly, very carefully lifts a clear plastic contact lens towards her right eye. Alice blinks, and the clear plastic lens drops into the sink. She fumbles her fingers in the water and accidentally pulls the plug. The water quickly drains away. The teenage schoolgirl opens the doors of the bottom cabinet and frantically searches for her glasses. Boxes of paracetamol. Tampons and toothpaste fall crashing into the white porcelain sink. "Stop panicking," yawned a voice coming from the other side of the mirror. "I can hardly see a thing. Everything's a blur." Alice was feeling very frustrated. "Look at me." We're still recording. "Look at me," purred a soft voice coming from the looking glass. Alice gazed at her reflection in the mirror and squinted. "Who's that talking? I recognise that voice from somewhere." "Come a little closer," suggested her reflection. Alice leaned over the sink and stared into the mirror. "Why, I do declare, I am still rather pretty. Even if I do say so myself." Alice pressed her nose against the glass. "Sorry, even if I do say so myself." "Well, nobody else is going to lie to you and tell you that you are beautiful," laughed the Cheshire Cat, gazing lazily at Alice through the looking glass. Alice pressed her nose against the glass. "Oh no, not you again." "What day is it?" asked the feline on the other side of the mirror. "The 1st of April, 2016, replied the schoolgirl. "And what is the importance of that?" grinned the Cheshire Cat. "It is April Fool's Day, of course," sighed Alice. "So why don't you come and join me over here in Mirrorland?" suggested the purple and pink striped furry feline on the other side of the glass window. "We can have some fun." The looking glass began to shake and vibrate, and the glass giggled like wobbly jelly or ice melting back to water. The Cheshire Cat poked his right forepaw through the mirror, stretched out his sharp ivory claws, and scratched poor sweet Alice's pretty pink nose. "Ow!" shouted the pretty teenage girl. "That really hurt." "I'm not an owl. I'm a pussy cat," insisted the Cheshire Cat. "By the way, did I ever tell you the story about the time when they went to sail across the sea in a beautiful pea-green boat?" "Shut up," shouted Alice. "Your claws scratched me or cut me on the nose." And there was indeed a nasty bloody scratch right down the front of the poor girl's suitor. That wasn't a nice thing to do. "Are you coming to Mirrorland or not?" asked the cat. "No, thank you." Alice dabbed the scratch on her nose with a piece of toilet paper. "Please go away." "Suit yourself," giggled the Cheshire Cat. "But you really shouldn't worry too much about your nose." "Why is that?" asked Alice. "Look at your chin," suggested the pink and purple striped fat furry fellow. How many ways are there to describe a cat? The Cheshire Cat grinned from ear to ear, his ivory fangs glistening in the mirror of glass. "What is wrong with my chin?" The pretty teenage girl gazed at her reflection in the mirror. The Cheshire Cat had disappeared. "Oh, bugger. I've got a zit," sighed Alice. And indeed, there was a spot on her chin, a very large pussy, revolting, enormous yellow septic blob. "There's quite enough of that," frowned the girl. "Oh, how I wish I could stop talking and thinking to myself all the time. It does get rather frustrating sometimes," she thought to herself. "Hello, little girl," sniggered the pussy yellow septic zit. "Get out, damn spot," giggled Alice. "Oh, Sometimes I feel just like William Shakespeare. Now, you nasty little yellow fellow. She stared down at the pussy zit on her chin in the reflection of the mirror. How am I going to get rid of you? I think I might have a tube of Clearasil somewhere. Oh, shut up and burst the little bugger quickly before he starts talking again, suggests her reflection. I'm only a harmless little pimple, pleaded the Spot. I suppose you could call me the Scarlet Pimple from hell. Now see what you have done. He's talking again, complained the face in the mirror. Who are you two? Asked the septic Spots on either side of the looking glass. This is getting very confusing, complained Alice, staring at her face in the glass. She rested both of her forefingers on either side of the swollen blob and her thumbs on her chin. Actually, I've never worked out why they call them forefingers, when there are in fact only two of them. The teenage girl pressed her fingers together and the swollen pussy blob on her chin exploded like a septic volcano. Gooey yellow pus bursting and splattering onto the face of Alice's reflection in the looking glass. Gotcha, giggled Alice, wiping the bloody yellow septic pus from her chin with another piece of soft pink toilet paper. She gazed at her face in the mirror. The septic zit had disappeared, and all that remained was a tiny spot of red blood, where the pimple had been. Alice gasped. What's going on? She whispered, trying to catch her breath. I can't breathe. Strange thing about the English language. Breath is spelt breath, and breathe is also spelt breath. The teenage girl gasped for air. She lifted her hands up to her face. They were getting thinner and thinner, and Alice was getting very dizzy. Oh dear, I think I must have a puncture. I seem to be deflating. Alice farted loudly through her bottom as the air left her body, for indeed she did have a puncture and was deflating very, very quickly.